Hello and thanks for staying with us. Customs continue to wage war against smugglers of petroleum products outside the country. Also, on customs support, the Controller General of Customs continue to speak to business operators in the country, making sure that rules and regulations are operated while clearing of consignments at the port. He speaks more on a number of issues. Also, on customs support, more reports from states in the country. I am Igiseme Etienne. Stay tuned. The Controller General of Nigerian Customs Service have been speaking on how to improve activities with major operators in the industry. He was speaking while receiving some members of some continental business in Abuja. He speaks more on a number of issues.
The Nigerian Customs Service has reaffirmed its commitment to promoting intra-African trade by deepening its partnership with the African Export-Import Bank to improve trade facilitation, strengthen customs cooperation, and accelerate the implementation of the African Continental Free Trade Area. The renewed commitment was made during a working visit by the President and Chairman of the Board of Directors of Afri-Exim Bank, George Elombi, to the Comptroller General of Customs, Adewale Adeniyi, at the Nigerian Customs Services headquarters in Abuja on Thursday. The meeting provided both institutions with an opportunity to assess the progress of their ongoing collaboration and identify new areas of cooperation aimed at promoting seamless cross-border trade and advancing regional economic integration. Speaking during the visit, Adeniyi said the partnership is driven by a shared vision of unlocking Africa's economic potential through increased trade among African countries. He noted that the collaboration has continued to deliver positive results in customs modernization and trade facilitation through initiatives focused on harmonizing customs procedures and improving the movement of goods across the continent.
We see it, gaining traction across all African countries, and we want to believe that in the next few years, the story of intra-African trade will change for the better. We are also seeing positive developments in the area of the development of support for the transit, system, the bond system, which Afri-Exim Bank has initiated. Is also, doing wonders, to trade in Southern Africa, and we believe that this is what we need to replicate in other parts of Africa. Massive investments that Afri-Exim Bank has done in Nigerian economy in particular must be appreciated. We have seen the massive investment that you have done in supporting Nigerian company to engage in production, engage in exports, and of course, we cannot forget in a hurry.
It is also not a very complex exercise where we need external expertise. The expertise is in here. We have come to say thank you for the spirit which we see in this house and the spirit which your DG projects out there about what difference we must make in our continent.
The Nigerian Customs Service has strengthened its strategic communication capacity with the induction of 70 of its public relations officers into the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, the first mass induction of customs personnel into the professional body. Speaking at the induction ceremony held on Monday at the service's headquarters in Maitama, Abuja, the Comptroller General of Customs, Bashiru Adewale Adeniyi, said effective communication was critical to sustaining the service's ongoing reforms.
You must be ready to take on this responsibility. Training is very, very important. I like the way it was described. It has to be a strong commitment to continuous professional career development program. And you can get this in so many ways. Please strive and get a copy of Controller Atta's lecture. I gave you all the details, how you can participate in conferences, programs organized by NIPR, and those that will be done by yourself. There is no limit to learning, and it is only knowledge that can give wings to your professional career flights. And this is what has been responsible for the growth, the quick growth of the current public relations officer. While he was there, he found time to go to school and a doctorate. Of course, you know that Atta, almost immediately when he left office, he also went and consummated it. I'll be waiting in my retirement for any of you, when you are going to end your doctorate, invite me for the jollof rice consumption. Be very sure that I will be there. The second is that you must be very, very professional. You must be very professional. Customs is now transiting into a digital customs. Most of the things that we are done electronically. And for an organization that is modernizing, the public relations methodology and system cannot remain as it is. So we've started on the journey already. You must continue to embrace digital PR. You must cultivate the media all the time. Don't wait for when you have problems before you see them. You also must engage with respect. It's important that you know how important that respect is. It's only when you respect the media that they will give you, because they say respect is reciprocal. You must also build your career. You are first and foremost customs officers, and the service gives the opportunity to really learn a lot and become whatever you choose to be. There are a lot of opportunities within the service. You know that we have so many opportunities in tariff and trade, in rules of origin, in ICT. So you must ensure that you build your career.
It described the induction as a strategic investment in the future of customs communication system, noting that the service's achievements, including its recognition as one of Nigeria's leading agencies in ease of doing business, require trained professionals to communicate them effectively. The development was announced in a statement issued on Tuesday by the National Public Relations Officer of the Nigerian Customs Service, Deputy Comptroller of Customs, Aliyu Maiwada.
We've been on a journey of reforms, and we have recorded good progress. And when we make progress, we need professionals to report this progress. We need professionals to manage the progress. Otherwise, it will not be sustained. This is why I am glad that in the next few years, we are going to be entrusting the management of the Nigeria Customs Service Public Relations in the hands of tested and proven professionals. The narrative they are going to be sending out there is now going to be slightly different from what we used to have. You know, typical PR statements that we have, we talked about the amount of millions of naira that we have generated. We will compare the percentage increase with similar period last year or the period under review, so the cliche says. We will talk about the fact that this was made possible because of the support that we got from the Comptroller General of Customs and his able management and all of that. Now, our mandate, our scope are widening. And as they widen, we also need to do the same thing with our PR narrative. Some of you may have known that last week, Nigeria Customs Service was named the best MDA. The best MDA in the ease of doing business in the target ranking. This was not something that was achieved overnight. This is something that has culminated in 3 years of steady and consistent reforms. We did not take our eyes off the ball. We were pursuing the goals of revenue generation and anti-smuggling, but we believe that trade facilitation offers us the opportunity to eat our cake and have it. And this is what has happened to us. In 2023, we were rated number 35. In 2024, we graduated and we became something like number 36, number 34, 33 or 34. But then we had a quantum jump in 2025. We jumped to number 3, and we were not satisfied with that. We made more efforts, and by 2025, first half of 2026, we are now number 1 in the ease of doing business. Now, this is the kind of narrative that we now have to start pushing in the media, to push it in the consciousness of Nigerians. Not just those that are listening to us, but also policy makers who may not fully understand that we are pursuing trade facilitation. We have shown from our performance that they are not mutually exclusive, that we can achieve excellence in both areas. So, it is important for you to also know that what we are doing is part of the wider capacity training programs that we are giving to officers and men of Nigeria Customs Service. We are in a kind of transition, and like you heard from the PRO, the last 2 titans in PR, that is the DCG, ER&I, and myself will be exiting the service very soon, and we will be leaving the management of public relations in your hands. So it's important that we leave it in very trained, very experienced professional hands, and we believe that what we have done would set you and get you ready for those things.
Next on the list is Didi Orsen. He's also a Deputy Controller of Customs. Please, can you proceed for your certificate? He has Deputy Controller Binga, one of our female gallant.
I have given priority to building my own capacity, personal improvement at all time, because it is absolutely very, very important for you to be knowledge-driven in everything you do. A good number of you joined the customs less than 20 years ago. 20 years seems very short when you compare it to those of us who have been there for more than 30 years. But when you look back, you discover that some of the things that you were taught in Customs Training College 20 years ago are no longer relevant. They have been questioned. They have been challenged. The advent of science and technology, the complexity of international trade, the dynamics of crime and criminal elements have completely changed the way we organize our anti-smuggling effort, our revenue generation, or our trade facilitation. I am not sure that there was anything like advanced ruling 10, 15 years ago. If you talk about it in any cycle of customs, they look at you, what is advanced ruling? Or authorized economic operator. But these are the kind of things that is now ruling modern customs administrations. And they are, in fact, beginning to undergo some kind of revisions and review, when some customs administrations have not even started to embrace it. Some other ones are beginning to, go into the advanced form of those things. So, customs administrations all over the world, they are trying to reinvent themselves. They are trying to leverage technology, and for you to remain relevant, you must put yourself ahead of all this development. This is where we are investing a lot of money in building your capacity locally and internationally. A couple of weeks ago, some of you were lucky to have completed an advanced training program in leadership in Maroc. I had thought that I would have the opportunity to show up there to come and give you a charge. But I had some numbers of things that kept me away. And then, of course, those around Abuja area had this version of your program in Gwagwalada. This was why I felt that I must make it a date and share some of these moments with you. As we are doing this, we are also planning similar programs for assistant controllers of customs and chief superintendents, because between you, this rank and that, and of course chief superintendents, the leadership, the mantle of leadership of customs in the next few years will rest on your shoulders. I pray that God will give you the grace to bear it. But prayers is not going to be enough. Number one, you must be ready mentally and physically to undertake that onerous responsibility. You must equip yourself with the capacity, the knowledge that is ready. You must resist the temptation to, on your own, invite external forces to shape what is going to be happening in the service. This is one of the most important things that I felt I needed to share with you. A good number of those forces are just hanging in the wings, and they are waiting for you to fail. I pray that you don't fail, but you must demonstrate capacity. You must demonstrate readiness, that you are ready to take on the leadership of the service. My office will be available while we are managing this transition to receive feedbacks from you on what else we can do, what we can do better to ensure that we manage this transition in an orderly and result-oriented manner.
The wide-wing operation of the Nigerian Customs Service has again smashed a syndicate that specialized in smuggling consignment of petroleum products outside the country. He was speaking alongside with the controller FOU and also the coordinator of the task force, has this to say.
The Nigerian Customs Service, through Operation Whirlwind, has intensified surveillance, intelligence gathering, and enforcement operations along major smuggling routes in response to the persistent activities of few smugglers. The National Coordinator of Operation Whirlwind, Deputy Comptroller Lucky Aliyu, disclosed this during a public auction of 20,500 litres of premium motor spirits, commonly known as petrol. The patrol was intercepted from suspected smugglers operating along the Lagos-Ogun border corridor. The auction, held at the Nigerian Customs Service Training College in Ikeja, Lagos, was conducted in line with the service's commitments to transparency, accountability, and due process in the disposal of seized petroleum products.
Prices of fuel in Nigeria is different from that of our neighboring countries. And most of our neighboring, we are surrounded by hinterland countries, lands, countries without without water. So they don't have this supply we used to have. And don't forget, Nigeria is a major producer of this product. So people come around, criminal elements, especially those like the border, take advantage of the product, the nature, and the irregularity of borders to smuggle it because of price. If price is being sold here, fuel is being sold here for 700 naira, it's double, if not triple, in our neighboring countries. So these individuals will use advantage of price differential to smuggle so that they will make serious gains. And that, thank God for the situation we have now, the prices is almost similar, but they still go ahead and do it. Recently, we busted a cartel trying to do similar issue. They will go behind filling stations. They will create additional pumps outside. You cannot just go around filling stations and stopping them from doing their work. But these people has where they load this fuel behind, some in leather bags, and our operative will never allow such to happen. We will crack down on them anywhere they are. We will pursue them day, night. We will make sure that we brought them to justice.
You are watching the program Customs Report.
The Nigerian Customs Service has commenced a strategic leadership refresher program for 100 deputy comptrollers as it intensifies efforts to prepare a new generation of senior officers for higher leadership responsibilities and sustain ongoing institutional reforms. The workshop, organized by the Human Resources Development Department in collaboration with the Customs Police Unit, began at the Nigerian Customs Command and Staff College, Gwagwalada.
We must strengthen public trust, and of course we've already gained that, particularly under this present regime of customs. The public trust us to add value to their businesses.
The responsibility for sustaining discipline within the service therefore rests substantially on your shoulder. I encourage you to approach this course with seriousness and sense of purpose it deserves. I challenge you to embrace the opportunity for self-improvement, professional renewal, and leadership development.
The Commandant of the College, Assistant Comptroller General of Customs, Dao Gora, declared the program open on behalf of the Comptroller General of Customs, Bashir Adewale Adeniyi. Speaking at the opening ceremony, ACG Gora described the participants as officers carefully selected for greater responsibilities within the service, noting that the training is designed to equip them to lead by example. A new inter-secondary school football competition has been officially launched in Idiroko, aiming to steer youth away from the dangers of border smuggling through the power of sports. According to a press release issued on Tuesday by Chado Zachary, Deputy Superintendent of Customs and Public Relations Officer, Ogun 1 Area Command, Idiroko, the initiative, in conjunction with Johnny Yeko College of Health Science and Technology, organized as a core corporate social responsibility drive, seeks to engage young minds productively, foster community spirits, and highlight sustainable career paths outside of illicit border trade. Idiroko, a strategic border location, has historically exposed vulnerable youth to the temptations of smuggling. This tournament provides a constructive alternative, channeling students' energy into teamwork, discipline, and healthy competition. The Kano Jigawa Area Command of the Nigerian Customs Service has recorded a major operational milestone, generating 69.37 billion naira in revenue during the first half. The acting Customs Area Comptroller, Deputy Comptroller of Customs, Yu Adamu, who made this known on Wednesday during a media briefing held at the command's headquarters in Bompai, Kano, said the achievements came on the heels of intensified offensive against smuggling and other forms of economic sabotage. Addressing journalists, the acting comptroller said the impressive revenue performance reflected the command's renewed commitment to efficient service delivery, strict compliance with government fiscal policies, and enhanced trade facilitation.
Command generated 63 billion and 78 million naira, 655,523 naira, 0.44 kobo from January to June ending 2026. This surpassed the 58 billion naira, 389 million, 838,284 naira, 0.87 kobo generated during the corresponding period of 2025 by approximately 4 billion 688 million 817,238 naira, 0.57 kobo, representing a growth of about 7.4%. Major interception at Malam Aminu Kano International Airport, involving cross-border movement on undeclared foreign currencies in violation of the Anti-Money Laundering Prevention and Prohibition Act of 2022. The intercepted undeclared cash and other negotiable instruments consisted of $568,100 US, 134,256 Saudi Riyal, 28 Chinese Yuan, 20 Ghana cedis, and 35 kilograms of silver bars worth 175 million naira.
He noted that despite challenges, the command recorded significant growth over the corresponding period through strategic reforms and strengthened operational efficiency.
Just before I round up this week edition of the program, Customs Report, we brought you a report when Nigerian Customs Service has continued to preach to importers and also business operators in the country to make sure that goods brought into the country are well certified by the management of Nigerian Customs Service before the goods are allowed to come into the country. For me, Egeseme Etie, thanks for watching.